Welcome to another Cardano update. So before I start with the Elliot wave count, I actually want to talk about something else, and that is the Bitcoin monthly returns chart. So as you can see, we just closed a green candle in September, which is very unusual because if you look at what happened in the previous few years, as you can see, we closed red in 2022, and 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018, and 2017. So I thought we would do the exact same thing this year as well, but we did not, and it looks like we are actually following what happened in 2015 and 2016. Now, this has some bad implications because if we are following what happened in 2016, which was a halving year, then it's very likely that Bitcoin dominance will continue going up until December, and let me explain why. So if you look at what happened in the previous cycle, when Bitcoin dominance was going up and it was close to topping, this is when we were closing green candles on the Bitcoin chart. And this was also when Bitcoin dominance was going up. And as you can see, we only topped on the Bitcoin dominance chart after Bitcoin had a huge rally and after Bitcoin went up 6% in September, 15% in October, 6% in November, and another 30% in December. After Bitcoin did that, then we got the altcoin season. Before that, we did not actually have an altcoin season. So what am I trying to say here? Well, if we are copying what we did in 2016, which was also a halving year, then I think it's very likely that, yes, Bitcoin hits 100K by the end of the year, but altcoins will start the altcoin season in December and not this month. And obviously, I don't want to see that happen. I think we should start the altcoin season now rather than wait another 2 months. So I'm not a huge fan of that theory. But if you look at it from this perspective at least, and if you look at it from this chart's point of view, then I think it's likely that we continue going up on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and I think it's likely that Cardano and the other altcoins just continue doing absolutely nothing for the next 2 months. And like I said, that's not the best thing. And what do I mean by doing absolutely nothing? Well, I'm not expecting the altcoins to hit another low in the second wave move down. I don't think that will happen. I think that will only happen if Bitcoin drops like let's say 10K in a matter of 1 day or so, which right now is very unlikely to happen if you look at the monthly returns chart. So I don't think Bitcoin will drop 10% or 20%. I think the Bitcoin correction is over, and I think Bitcoin will go to new all-time highs very, very soon, probably this month or next month. And yes, Bitcoin will rise, and you can expect the altcoins to rise as well. So even if we do not get an altcoin season in October and we get one in December, that does not mean that we have to put in another lower low in the main second wave move down. Remember, if Bitcoin goes up, then the altcoins will most likely follow it as well, which means that maybe we'll just continue going up, of course, but will not go up as much as Bitcoin. And that would make sense, and that would help the Bitcoin dominance chart actually top. Now, like I said, it could have topped already. To confirm that we topped, we actually need a break below the bull market support band here, and then we need to stay below it for a couple of weeks. And we need a substantial break as well. So as you can see here, for example, you could have said that this was the top because we went below the bull market support band, but then we recovered and we went below it again, and I'm sure many people were calling for an altcoin season right here, and it did not happen. This was just a fake out. So we could get a fake out right now, and then we could do something like this. And obviously, I don't know what will happen, and I don't know when it will happen, but if you want to judge this by what happened in the previous cycle, in the previous cycle, yes, we were not far away, but we did not touch the 0.618 expansion of the previous high and the bear market low, but we got close to it, and in this cycle we are also very close to it. So maybe we have already topped, but I don't know, because in the previous cycle we topped in January of 2021, and that happened after we had a huge move on the Bitcoin chart. So if you look at what happened on the Bitcoin chart between September 2nd, or let's say September and January of 2021, you'll see that during that time, Bitcoin was doing this right here. So it went from about $9,000 to about $42,000. And what were the altcoins doing at that time? Well, if you look at the ADA chart, for example, during that time, Cardano only went up from about 7 cents to about 43 cents. And of course, that's still a lot, but you have to keep in mind that the market cap was way lower and it was much easier to go up. But even then, I mean, if you look at how much it went up on the Cardano chart and if you look at how much Bitcoin went up during that time, I mean, that's obviously a huge difference. But if you look at what happened after that, yes, we did dump on the Bitcoin chart, but this was when the altcoin season actually started. And as you can see, the altcoin season happened after the biggest rally on the Bitcoin chart. So what am I trying to say here? Well, I think it is very likely that we continue going up on the Bitcoin chart and we hit like 100k, maybe more, maybe 150k. And then we get the altcoin season, because that's what we did in the previous cycle. Now, of course, we do not have to do exactly what we did in the previous cycle, but if we are following what we did over there, then it's very likely that we just continue doing absolutely nothing. And by absolutely nothing, I mean, I don't mean that we will not break this high right here. We will most likely break this high of 80 cents if Bitcoin goes to like 80k or 90k. I'm just saying that it is very likely to break the all-time high of 2021 this year if we are following what we did in the previous cycle. And if we are following what we did in the previous cycle, then it's very likely that we get an altcoin season in December and maybe it will end somewhere in, let's say, May or June of next year. So obviously nobody knows what will happen, but judging by what happened in the previous cycles, I mean, maybe we'll just continue to underperform against Bitcoin for the next few months. Now let me talk about the Elliott wave count. So we are still in a 1-2 setup right now, and as you can see, we did not get to my third wave targets, but we are starting to bounce, I guess, after getting this low right here. So we needed this correction right here. And I called this, I mean, I knew something like this would happen because we were overbought on the RSI, so we kind of needed this. And right now we went to the oversold territory, so, you know, maybe it's time to go up. And if we want to go up, and if we do go up, then we should get to 53 cents, which is the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup right here. And that will complete the third wave move to the upside. And then after that, you can expect a fourth wave move down and then a fifth wave move up. And obviously, I mean, the third wave right here could go way higher than this target region, but the minimum target for it is the 200% extension. And once we get these 5 waves, these yellow waves, I will be able to confirm that the first wave of the main third wave move to the upside is in. And you know, until we do that, there's nothing else to say. I mean, we did have a cross on the bull market support band like 1 month ago, but that did not really do anything. So yeah, like I said, maybe we'll continue underperforming against Bitcoin for the next few months, and then we start bouncing. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I know this is a short video, but there's nothing else to say, to be honest with you. There's not much going on in the market, and you need to have patience if you want to get rewarded any third wave move up. So you're gonna have to wait some more time, I guess. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.